How's the weather down there?
It's amazing. It was almost 90 degrees yesterday.
Really?
Yeah,
It was
it's
80 degrees here. I was
yeah,
really happy with that. Today we're
it's
looking at about 70, 71 right
yeah,
now, currently, over in the big WV.
the big Dub V.
Mm, you gotta love it. Went
Hmm.
fishing, didn't catch a thing.
Nice.
And so my friend that I went with, after about an hour being down there, he said, let's just go home and play video games. I said, man, it's too nice. I gotta go out and do something.
Hmm.
But I did end up staying and playing video games for a while. So,
You know how to
uh,
fix that?
how's that?
Projector and a screen. Play video games outside.
There you go. At night,
That's
get
how I.
mosquito bit and everything.
Yeah, that's how I get away with watching movies and football games in the fall.
Man, because I love to get mosquito bit while I'm playing my video games. There ain't nothing
Yeah,
like it.
get you some DEET, man. Just rub some DEET all up on you.
Just all oiled up and everything for them. Give them a little bit of extra flavor.
I mean, if there's not even a half, like a tenth of an inch of DEET that coats the entire outside of your body, no mosquitoes getting through that.
Getting stuck. Then you got a mosquito
I'm just saying.
graveyard on your deet.
That's a sentence for you. You've got a mosquito graveyard on your DEET.
Never thought I'd say that out loud. Or at all.
Slap that on a t-shirt.
Talking a little bit about video games today, and we're going to have a top 10 list. But I gotta say, man, you played a pretty big part in my love for video games. You may not know that,
On
but
accident.
well, you and Dad as well, because I
Yeah.
played a lot of video games with Dad growing up. Um, but me and you, man, we used to tear up some PlayStation 2 back in the
Heck yeah.
day.
I'm
And
so glad you're starting with shout outs. I am not a video game person. Um, but I do like everything video game esque. I feel like I have shout outs for. So yeah, I'm glad you're bringing that up. I'll add mine in there. I'll pepper mine in there as we go through. But yeah, you growing up playing video games with you on the good old PlayStation 2, um, probably some of the best times playing video games that I remember. Now I feel like video games, you pay $50 for a game and then you have to pay like $30 a month to be able to play that game with people. And I'm not about that life. So I've kind of faded out of video games.
and I understand that video games are expensive now. Um, you catch them on sale every now and then, and
Hmm.
but if you want the new game, man, and it's like Call of Duty, there's a new Call of Duty out every year, and it's $70 for the same exact game
Yeah.
every year. A little bit different, but
Yeah.
for the most part, same game.
Yeah. Growing up, we'll just go ahead and do a couple shout outs. Growing up, been in the house, your dad, my stepdad, huge shout out. It was PlayStation. That's why I'm a PlayStation person. Is because there was always that PlayStation in the house. We had a place. I will say there was a PlayStation 1 in the house until there was a PlayStation 2 in the house. Then I had a PlayStation 1. I inherited the PlayStation 1 as the PlayStation 2 became the main one. I was playing that. Nintendo person, had a GameCube, have a Wii, still have it. God
Me too.
bless it, still works. Um, but also a shout out to you talk about we both talk about the price of video games. Shout out to my friend Charlie. Charlie told me to go buy Uncharted 4 because he
Uh,
knows I'm not a video game guy, but just through the podcast heard that I love Indiana Jones and I love when you take a fake story, you put it in real history, and it's awesome. So because of that, I've always like in my peripherals have always been Uncharted and Assassin's Creed. I had never played an Uncharted or an Assassin's Creed game until he said, "Hey, this one, Uncharted 4, is $5 right now." So I went and got that. I've only played it once. I just recently got it, and I'm on chapter 8. I believe there's like 24. So it's going to be a minute before I'm done. But liking it so far. It's not on my top 10 list because I just started it. But yeah, shout out Brian, our dad, and then shout out to Charlie so far. And I've got some more as we get into it, but I'm going to give it back to you. You're leading this episode.
Sure. And no, that's awesome, man. We want to know, I kind of wanted to mention the roots and how I
Yeah.
came to be, and same for you. I know you and our cousin JJ used to play some video games back in the day too.
He's going to get some shout outs in this episode, man.
Oh yeah. Shout out to you, JJ. I don't think I ever got to play video games with you, but I know Chaz did.
Dude, I mean, there are some on this list. Looking through it, there's 2 on my list that's what we did. We played, and I texted him the other day as I was making this list, and I said, dude, you go get some shout outs because so many of these, one didn't even make my list because going through this, I will also say, you told me maybe a week ago, hey, my next episode's video games. Can you come up with a top 10 game list? Your personal top 10 game list. And I said, probably not. I might be able to do 5. Doing this, I came up with, and it was hard for me to boil it down to 21, Cameron. So I have my top 10. I have an honorable mention. Then I have 10 that didn't even make my top 10 that I absolutely love. And even that, I was like, man, I got to cut some of this stuff. So I've played more and I've enjoyed more video games than I even realized. But yeah, a couple of these with JJ staying up till 6 a.m. when we had to be up for church at 8 a.m. the next day, just playing. And I'll even mention this because it's not anywhere on my list, unfortunately, is The Sims. The Sims was so much fun and we would stay up for a long time playing it. But honestly, there's a tipping point in The Sims for me where you just can't delete the door, make the person who doesn't have any cooking skills cook, and see who dies forever. It hits that point where it's time to play another game. So it didn't make either of my lists. But yeah, shout out JJ if he listens to this
JJ.
episode.
Yeah, man, I grew up a PlayStation kid myself. Like you said, that's what we had in the house. But by the time I came around, the PS1 wasn't there at all. I think you and Dad both had a PS2 at that point. You had the little slim silver one, and he had the black one with the Iceman sticker on it.
Yep.
And yeah, we still have it, and it's over at their house, but I would still play
Which
it
one?
from time to time. The black one with the Iceman sticker.
His. I don't know. I may have taken mine to GameStop when I got my GameCube and traded it. I don't remember. But I feel like in their basement, I found the PS1 a couple years ago.
It's in there somewhere, I believe.
Going through this, I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek at what might have made my list. Going through this, I want to find that PlayStation 1 and play some of those games again so bad. And I also want to get my hands on a Sega Genesis so bad now. I know there's emulators and stuff like that, but it's just not the same.
Not the same. I also want to stress, and I think you said this earlier, this is our top 10 list. It's not the best games ever made. Look, I know some of these games are garbage compared to, like from a critic standpoint, but this is what we enjoyed the most, what we grew up with and what we had the most fun with, memories and nostalgia.
Yeah. People are going to hate my list.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I got some that people would probably be like, yeah, but, no, mine, I'm going to make a lot of people upset.
I found out quickly during this, I am a community, like a social gamer. A lot of these that made my list are games that I just like because of playing them with people. Not a whole lot of single player games made it onto my list here.
I have a few. Yeah, I got a couple. Most of mine are multiplayer, but some of mine are just so old. Some of y'all are really going to resonate with some of this stuff. So, I guess we'll just go ahead and jump into it.
Before we jump into this, and I want to, but just for the sake of time, I'm not going to expound on any of these. But can I just give you my top 10 that didn't make my top 11 with an honorable mention?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I'm just going to go through these. I'm interested to see if any of them made yours. I doubt it because these are all pretty much childhood games for me. But games that did not make my top 10 or my honorable mention are Pokemon Emerald, Spider-Man 2, specifically on the PSP, any Madden football games. A couple of these I lumped together. So Madden football, I loved but didn't make my list. Earthworm Jim, phenomenal game. The Sims is on this. Okay, so The Sims is on my list that didn't make my list. Tenchu Stealth Assassin. That was PS. Do you remember that game?
Well, there's a newer one.
Okay, the old school PS1, the sound effects I can still hear in my head. Metal Gear Solid, the first Spyro game. Tony Hawk Pro Skater was real hard not to put on the list, and extremely hard not to put on my list was Tekken 3.
Mm. Now, I don't have any of them fighter games on my list, but
Okay.
they did play a big part. You know, I
Oh
played
yeah.
a lot of that with Dad
Mm-hmm.
and you.
Yep. I feel
And
like some of mine I'm going to have to explain to you. I feel like probably most of yours you're going to have to explain to me because I probably have never played them before.
some of them, yeah, but a lot of them
Okay.
you'll remember.
Okay. All right. Did you have an honorable mention? I always do it with a top 10 list.
I did, and you probably haven't heard of this. It's Stardew
Okay.
Valley.
I have heard of that.
Stardew
Never
Valley.
played it, but yeah. Shout out Charlie. I think Charlie plays it. So that's where I've heard it.
It's a fun game. So it's like it's the type of game you just want to like sit down and chill, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a game that you're going to get mad at, maybe sometimes. But basically the story behind it is you're a farmer. You start out as a guy that works in the office and your character's just like depressed because he sits in a cubicle all day. And your grandfather passes away and he leaves you a letter and he leaves you his farm. And the letter just basically says, like, you know, you're going to waste your life in that cubicle. I'm going to leave you my farm, yada, yada. You end up taking over his farm, move to this town, Stardew Valley, meet all these people. It's just a cool game, man. You grow
Mm-hmm.
crops, you go in the cave and fight these little monsters. And I just like it, man. It's just a fun little game to hang out and chill with.
Can I say, in real life, the dream for
Yeah.
someone to leave me a letter that says, "Hey, you're wasting your life at a corporate job. Move out to this farm and just farm and fight monsters." Heck yeah,
Yeah.
I'm there all
That's
day.
it. I'd be there for it.
Yeah. My honorable mention. Have you ever heard of the game Fusion Frenzy?
No, I don't think I
Okay.
have.
So this was a short-lived game on Xbox, and it was a game that was made up of mini games. So I had my dad's house had an Xbox. So I played Xbox very, very few and far between. I would play at my dad's house, and then when we get higher up the list, there's another Xbox game that made my list that we'll talk about the other times I played then. But it's quick, it's fun, it's quick, and it was fun to play as a group. So again, social game player. I feel like if they made some changes, took away some of the not so fun mini games and re-released it today, it would be the perfect game night game. If you are familiar with Fusion Friendly and you're listening or watching this, some of my favorites were Sumo. Your character's in like a hamster wheel on a platform, and you're all just bouncing off of each other, trying to knock each other off the platform. Twisted System, Trailblazer, Knockout, and Exterminator are some of the best mini games. But if you can find, and my TV is a Samsung, which has some type of weird incorporation to Xbox, so I might be able to find it on there and download it. You and I might be able to play next time you're down. But it's a real fun game. Highly recommend it. This was doesn't make my list because it was such a narrow part of my life and just played this game for such a small amount of time. But like we both said with the nostalgia, it takes me back to a time, a place, and I can still remember like kind of with whatever I said, this Tenchu earlier, I still remember the sound effects, the music, all of that. And this is going to play a lot into my list. It's straight up nostalgia. But Fusion Frenzy, if I probably should have looked into it and see if they've done updates or have newer versions. But if not, bring it back. It's fun party game.
There's a few games like that, like, they even have a Mario game like that,
Uh-huh.
Mario Party or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Kinda similar, not exactly the same. And there's this other game called Fall Guys that just recently, and just in the past 2, 3 years came out,
Okay.
and it's multiplayer, and it's got stuff like, yeah, just mini games, and
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty cool. You might would like that.
Sweet.
Um, but yeah, good pick. Never heard of it, but I'm sure I would like it. It sounds like fun.
Check it out.
Uh, so for my number 10, going way back, and I still play this to this day because I still have a Wii. Actually, I bought a friend of mine's Wii. So,
Okay. Another great sentence.
yes. Um, my number 10, I got Wii Sports Resort, specifically
Fantastic.
Resort.
Got it right over there.
The first one was great, don't get me wrong, and the only reason I didn't pick the first one over this one is because this one has the sword fighting mode,
Mm-hmm.
and I love that one. What's it called? Sword play, I think. And you can fight in the little arena and like knock them in the water, or you have the levels where you just like you're running through and you just got to take all these guys out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so much fun. And me and my wife to be Leah, we got into the table tennis on there. And
Also very fun.
there's a return mode on there where you just got a guy hitting the ball to you and you got to hit it back. And we just we got like she got a high score of like 200 or something, and I could not beat it for the longest time, and I finally did it one
200.
night. Yeah, she was good at it, but I finally did beat her score after a while. Um, that's just a timeless game. Like when we have kids, I'm gonna have them playing it. It's
Mm-hmm.
just it, it's something I'm gonna be playing like forever. It's something you can have fun with anytime.
That one is great with a projector.
I've never. I mean, I'm gonna have to get one and just see what all the hype's about.
Outdoor, you cook out, you invite a bunch of people, you do it um, winner stays up style. Anybody can challenge that, or any kart racing game. Phenomenal on a projector.
I will say Mario Kart nearly made my list. Any Mario
Okay.
Kart, 'cause they're all the same.
Fair. Graphics change a little bit. My number 10, again, I had 10 other ones that we just ran through that I struggled not to put at 10. However, I couldn't not put this on my list, and I can't put it any higher, but I couldn't leave this off my list because it was the first. Do you remember the first video game you ever played?
Oh man, no, honestly, I don't.
Okay.
Probably, actually, yeah, I think it was Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, okay. I've never even played that. Um, but this game was the first video game I ever played, and it came out the same year I was born. I can close my eyes and visualize running through that side scroller. That's the first level. The music, the sound effects, when you collect a coin, when you beat Dr. Robotnik, the OG Sonic game is number 10 on my list.
OG Sonic. I've never played a Sonic game ever.
Oh man, Sega Genesis. I had the Sega Genesis at grandma's house. Um, Sonic was it, man. Well, there was one other that we'll talk about on this list that is my childhood, but Sonic was so much fun.
Man, just never got into it. I wasn't
Hmm.
that much of a Nintendo kid, which I know it was
Hmm.
Sega, but Nintendo, I believe, bought Sega after a while.
I
And
mean, Sonic's in Mario games, so something happened.
I believe he was in the Super Smash Bros. Game too, wasn't
Hmm.
he? Um, yeah, never did get into Sonic. Um, I know a lot of people, obviously, you loved it. I had a lot of other friends that played the crap out of it, and, you know, I just never did get into it, but, one of these days it might be time.
I'm not new Sonic stuff. I've never even touched, never even seen. It's that OG 2D animation side scroller. You're going through the loops. Fantastic.
So you were already out of it when he got the evil twin brother,
Yeah.
Shadow, Keanu
Shadow.
Reeves.
Yeah. I know Knuckles. I know Tails. anything past that, past my time.
I know all of them just because of the movies that have come out, and the
Yeah.
movies they're actually not that bad.
Okay.
They're okay.
Yeah.
Um, that was number 10.
Mhm.
Okay, so moving on to number 9. This is ball knowledge right here. You you probably know what this is. Um, and they remade this game a couple times. I've not played the remakes, but I was talking about it with a pretty good friend of mine last night, and I'm probably gonna end up folding and downloading one of them. It's Destroy All Humans, man, on PS2.
Mhm. Mhm.
Remember that game?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, and there was a story to it. I didn't even play the story. I just
No.
ran around and was
Free roam.
just zapping people. I'd hop in the UFO and destroy some tanks.
Pick up a cow.
Yeah, pick up a cow. I mean, and you could, like, mind control people and make them dance and stuff. It was just it was a good time, man. I loved that game when I was a kid, and I
Mm,
played the crap out of it.
dang. I think I've played it a couple times, but not a lot, so it's not fresh in my memory, and I can't just pull that recall, but I vaguely remember playing it. It was fun. I don't think I ever did a mission. Well, maybe, but yeah, it was a lot of free world roaming around, just messing stuff up for me. It
Yeah.
reminds me of, isn't there like a chicken emulator or something that's similar now, or a goat emulator where you're just
Goat
a goat and
Simulator.
messing stuff
Yep.
up? Yeah,
I did
reminds me
play
of
one of
that.
those.
Yeah.
Such a weird game, and that's honestly, I did play that quite a bit because it was multiplayer, and you could get on there
Mm,
and play with your friends,
yeah.
and it was just such a dumb game. Like, you could lick with, like, playing as a goat, and when you licked something, you pretty much were just grabbing it. So you could, like, lick
Okay.
a person and just drag them around.
All right.
It was a good time.
Well, my number 9, I'm sticking with the Sega Genesis for now. Um, and we are going there were so many, I know I've talked about this before, but there were so many Disney games that they released on Sega Genesis. My grandma had a Sega Genesis at her house. I was young. She was like, "Hey, maybe he'll like these." Lion King was the hardest game I think I've played to this day. And you can't beat it. Aladdin was probably the best Sega Genesis Disney game. However, my favorite and what hits for me was Toy Story. Toy Story on Sega Genesis, you play as Woody, you take your little lasso thing on your back and you hook. You got to watch out for sharks. Yeah. All the levels are from the movie. I mean, you're escaping Sid's house, you're trying to sneak into Pizza Planet. Phenomenal. Phenomenal game, phenomenal tie into the movie, phenomenal part of my life.
And I never had a Sega, but I did have a Game Boy, which I believe was yours. You
Mhm.
gave it to me, and I had a Finding Nemo game on there and a
Okay.
Monsters, Inc. game on there.
Okay.
And I played those quite a bit. I also had a Ghost Rider game, which
Mm.
was pretty fun,
Yeah.
but the one I remember the most from the Game Boy is probably the Monsters, Inc. game.
Yeah. It's good.
I
Didn't
enjoyed
make your
that.
list though.
Did not, no. I don't have any Game Boy games on here,
I was gonna say
whatsoever.
I don't have any handheld games on my list at all.
Those were just like, and I did play those quite a bit when I was a
Mhm.
kid, but it was mainly like, if I had to go somewhere and sit, like mom was getting her hair done or something, and I had to go because I couldn't be home alone because I was like
Mhm.
4, um, I'd bring my
It's
Game Boy with me and
2 years ago. Cameron
yeah,
can't be left alone.
yeah, yesterday, right now.
I don't even live there anymore. Cameron, I gotta go get my hair cut. You gotta go.
Yeah, come with me or stay home, one.
Oh man.
All right. Well, number 8, I
Yep.
have a game called Skyrim.
Skyrim.
Skyrim: The Elder Scrolls.
Okay.
It was a single player game. You ever played it? You know what
Hmm.
that is? I
Know
had
what it
it.
is, but never played it.
So I was a PlayStation kid, like I said, but I did have an Xbox 360, and I had Skyrim on the 360, and I played it quite a bit when I was a kid. Basically, just a little RPG game. You're playing as a guy, and there's different races. Like, you can be like this cat person, this lizard person. You can be an orc, an elf, or just a regular old dude. And you have like the powers of a dragon or something, but you don't find out until later.
Hmm.
And you can also go and like join this team of like warrior guys and become a werewolf, and it's pretty cool. It's a good time. It's a big open world game. I mean, obviously there's a story to it, but you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
You can just run around and beat people up. That's what I did.
Okay.
You know,
You like the open world games, huh?
I do. I played a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I had a good time with that, and I did end up they remastered it a few years later, and I had it on the PlayStation 4 and also the 5 now. Um, but I did play that quite a bit.
Mm. All right. Well, my number 8, Sonic was the first video game, period, that I've ever played. This was the first person shooter that I ever played in my life. And I didn't have an N64. The first Nintendo, well, I had a Game Boy, but the first Nintendo console that I actually had was a GameCube. So, not having the 64, I didn't get to play this a lot. But my cousins, so shout out, I'm going to throw out a shout out to Derek. He'll be shouted out again here in a minute. But shout out to Derek. He had the N64 at his dad's house, so we would go play it there a lot. And the first person shooter I ever played, great controls, great maps, great, maybe some of the best video game cheats of all time, and maybe one of the best game soundtracks of all. Even like the load screen and the pause screen had the best soundtracks. GoldenEye 007, phenomenal.
Never played it. Don't even
Oh,
know what it is, man.
you don't even know what it is?
No.
Wh-
GoldenEye, I'm not sure. I'd never heard of that.
You've never heard of GoldenEye on N64?
Never.
That's why you got to look it up, man. They it's those graphics where they just took pictures of the actors and then put them in
Yeah.
old N64, so it looks terrible, but it's so much fun. And just listen to the pause music. You'll vibe to the pause music of GoldenEye.
Well, I mean, I was never a Nintendo kid either,
Yeah,
really. I had Nintendos, but I was more PlayStation than anything.
yeah. N64, GoldenEye. There's probably something else on my list that's coming up. Um, yep. But that was definitely before your time. So it hurts my heart that you don't know what GoldenEye is, but I understand.
Give me the benefit of the doubt. We are
I'll
12
give you
years
the
apart
pass.
after all.
Yeah.
Um, and if I knew what it was, I mean, it sounds cool. First person
Hmm.
shooters, you could even argue if that was one of the first ones, it paved the way for all these new ones, you know?
Dude, look up GoldenEye, man. It's so much of video games is just because of GoldenEye. And I can say that because I know nothing about video games.
Well, and when you come over here, you still haven't even been to my new house.
I
When you come
haven't.
over here, we'll have to play some video games.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna say it yet. I'll say it at the end of the episode because it's gonna
Okay.
spoil what my number one is.
Okay. We're going to play
But
your number one.
yes, I still play it. I love this game so much.
Okay.
Um,
What's your number 7?
my number 7 is this game, single player game. Me and Dad used to play all the time, and it's Star Wars: The Force Unleashed.
Okay. Yeah, I know that one.
So there's a first one, there's a second one, and they're interchangeable for me. That's why I didn't put 1 or 2 because I love them
Hmm.
both. But the first one, man, the very first level you're playing as Darth Vader, and you go to the Wookiee planet. What is it, Kashyyyk?
Kashyyyk, yeah, I think.
Um, and you're just destroying Wookiees and rebels, and you kidnap. Well, you don't kidnap. You kill a Jedi who ends up being the apprentice of Darth Vader's father, the guy that you play as throughout the game, the apprentice. And you're just overpowered. I mean, like in the story, he pulls the big old Imperial Star Destroyer out of the sky and crashes it. I mean, you're just overpowered. You're just beating everybody up, and it's just a
Mm,
good time, man. I love Star Wars. I grew up on Star Wars. I grew up on Marvel.
yeah.
Um, so any Star Wars game, man, I was fair game. I was there for it.
Hmm.
But that was definitely the best ones up there.
Hmm. Just so your list is just running around beating people up.
Yes, dude. I'm all about the action.
Fantastic. My number 7, I doubt you've ever played this. You may have played some version of it, but I have specifically number 2 here. Played number 1 a lot. Again, shout out JJ. This is another game a little earlier on than The Sims, but a game we stayed up playing way too long. But going from number 1 to number 2, you had so many more characters, areas, and I have so many hours spent in this game running away from Sweet Tooth, and that's Twisted Metal 2.
No, I never did play Twisted Metal. I know what it is, but I never played it. It was a racing game, wasn't it?
It was more like a demolition derby game. You're just blowing up the other cars.
Like Mad Max, kind of.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. And Sweet Tooth in Twisted Metal 2, extremely overpowered. So you saved him to last. You played 2-player. You went your separate ways to destroy all the other people in the tournament. And then once that was done, you came together to fight Sweet Tooth. Yeah.
So I didn't even know what Twisted Metal or Sweet Tooth was. There was this game called PlayStation All-Stars that came out, and it was like Super Smash Brothers, but with PlayStation characters.
Sweet.
And Sweet Tooth was on there. Nathan Drake from Uncharted was on there. Kratos from God of War was on there. The Little Big Planet, Sackboy was his name. He was on there. Such a good game. Didn't make my list, but it would be, if I made a top 10 list of games that didn't make my list but were close, it would
like
be
I
on
did.
there. Yeah, it would be.
Maybe we'll do that separately, and we'll go through those as well.
Yeah. I could come up with one pretty quick.
The not top 10.
The runner-ups. My 10 honorable mentions.
There you go. We're getting to the crux of it now. We're at the top of our bottom 5.
Yes, we're at number 6. And with that being said, my number 6 is an Xbox exclusive.
Okay.
And it is Halo Reach, specifically Halo Reach. There's like 6 Halos now. I don't even know. I played Reach was the newest one that I've played. I didn't play 4. I played 2, 3. There was one called 3 ODST. That one and Halo Reach are probably interchangeable for me. I love them both, and that was another game that me and Dad played quite a bit of because it was split screen campaign. I never played multiplayer on there because I didn't have Xbox Live, but we played the breaks off of that game, and it was just fun, man. You know, you're just playing as this military in space, and you're fighting aliens. I mean, what's cooler than that? You know, you pick up their guns. They got these little energy swords that you pick up. So cool, man. I mean, it was just awesome. I enjoyed it.
Sweet. Well, to piggyback you, my number 6 is Xbox exclusive Halo 2.
Halo 2. Here we go.
So I've never played Reach, but I grew up as an involved youth group kid in the 2000s. And I have 2 seminary degrees. However, what I probably know more about, because I grew up as a youth group kid in the 2000s, is outside of more than theology, is lock-ins. Were your generation prone to the lock-in?
I never did in my youth group. We had one. So I'm a youth leader now, like for our youth group at our church, and we had a lock-in. We haven't had one. I don't know. It's been a while, but we've had one since I've been there, and it's rough, man. We did play video games, but I'm not the type of person that stays up late.
Yeah.
So I get grouchy.
I usually don't, but these were special times filled with Red Bull before we knew exactly how bad energy drinks were for you. Just Red Bull and crappy snacks and Xbox. We had lock-ins. We had lock-ins so much that we had to come up with new spins. So we had a rock-in once, which was a lock-in where everybody was in a rocking chair. So just sitting in a rocking chair, playing Halo 2. Again, shout out Derek. He had the Xbox, so he is probably the main person I spent time with playing Halo. But Number 2 is after Halo 1, the Covenant finds out where Earth is, and they actually attack Earth. Master Chief ends up on a space. It's been a minute, so I don't remember how. Ends up on an attacking spaceship and gets shot out back into space, where he finds they've built another Halo, these crazy people. So you go through and fight the Flood again, fight all those aliens to get to the Covenant. But so much fun, so much of my time playing Halo 2 spent in the back of a Warthog, manning the gun as Derek just drove us to where we needed to be. So thanks to Derek, Halo 2, number 6.
Good times, man. And Halo 2, I think, was the last one Master Chief was in until
Really?
yeah, he wasn't in 3 ODST and he wasn't in Reach.
Okay.
Um, maybe he made like a brief cameo in one of them. I can't remember, but you didn't play as him. You were just playing as somebody else. I can't remember. It's been a long time.
Cool.
But I love me some Halo, man. Number 5, cracking the top 5, man. And this is where I'm gonna make some people upset. Originally, I had this game called Godzilla Unleashed on the PS2. That's what I originally had at my number 5. But I'm changing it to this game called War of the Monsters.
Okay.
And it's also on the PS2.
You had a game at number 5 that you're replacing and knocked Godzilla out of the top 10 completely?
Well, it's interchangeable, but
Okay.
I just enjoyed War of the Monsters a little bit more, and I didn't want to put them both on this list because they're pretty similar.
Fair. I've done that
But,
with a couple. Yeah.
I'm putting War of the Monsters on there because and it's basically it's like Godzilla, but they're off-brand, you know? Like, there's this Gundam robot in there.
Okay.
There's a King Kong. There's a Godzilla knockoff in there. It was just a cool game, and you're just fighting monsters. I mean, that's it. It's simple. You're playing as a monster, and you're fighting other monsters, and there's a story to it. You know, there's aliens attacking the world because that's just the go-to, you know, and stuff like that. Aliens. And I remember, dude, the final battle, you fight like this big, like UFO thing, and it ends up turning into this monster, and it was so freaking hard, and I could not beat it for the longest time. But I played the brakes off of that game, and Godzilla Unleashed, I played the brakes off of it too, and it was hard for me to pick between the two. But I think I did enjoy War of the Monsters a little bit more.
Okay. War of the Monsters. I have seen you play that game before, like when you still lived with Mom and I would come in to town. I remember that game on your TV.
It was a fun game, man. I enjoyed it.
There was a game that you got me to play with you where you were like almost like a sticky person. You had to like sling and stick yourself to stuff and knock each other into like traffic and in like a factory. There was like a blade that you were trying to knock each other into, or just there's a bunch of people that you were knocking into stuff.
Was
But
it
it was
Gang Beasts?
what is it? What?
Gang Beasts? Was
That
that it?
sounds familiar. But
Yeah,
it
you're
was like you
playing
could
as
only control. It's like your arms and legs were too heavy for your person or whatever, and you could only control certain things at the time.
you can punch and kick, and you can like pick them up and throw them.
Yeah,
That's Gang Beasts. That was a fun game.
that one I remember watching you play and playing with you as well.
What was your number 5?
Well, my number 5 is the first 3D Nintendo game ever created. So this is the first one, I believe, that I have on my list that's, I guess, Halo was open world-esque. I mean, it's not like you had a path that you walked like these other ones that I've talked about. But this is the first open-esque world game that I've had on my list. So many ways to play. Again, shout out Derek. He had the N64 and later the Xbox, but I didn't play this too often until I got a GameCube, and then I got this game for GameCube, and that's when I really put some hours into. But the worlds were unique and fun. The sound was banging. The levels were frustrating as I'll get out, but they kept you coming back to try to beat them. And this is a time, this and Spyro and some other things we're going to get into. This is a time where you had a central hub where your character was, and there was some type of portal that you would go to get to the level. And this one, you're walking through pictures, man. We're talking Super Mario 64.
OG. I love a Mario game.
Yeah.
Any of them.
It's number
Yeah.
5. This is cracking the top of the top for me.
So I've never played any of the really old Mario games.
You never played
Um,
64?
Never. I don't think I've even touched a Nintendo 64 ever.
Okay. Well, I have it on
Um,
Wii. We'll play.
no, we can do it. We'll do it. Um, I had I had this Mario game. It was Super Mario 3D Land.
Okay.
It was because when the 3DS came out, I got one for Christmas one year, and it came with that game,
Okay.
and I played it quite a bit. I mean, a lot, and it was
Mhm.
really fun.
Sweet. Yeah, it's I've not played too many Mario. I think I played a Paper Mario game once. Not too many Mario games since this one. If I'm playing a Mario game, like I said, I have it on Wii. That's where I'm going. I'm going to 64. It's been a minute since I've played it. It might be time to dust that bad boy off
It might
and
be.
start racing penguins again.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it's time to me, man.
Yep, start fighting the King Babam up on the hill with the mustache.
I do love me some Mario, man. Um,
All right, we're creeping up to number 1. What's your number 4?
Number 4, I have OG Call of Duty Black Ops,
Okay.
and specifically because of zombies. I love
Mhm.
Call of Duty Zombies. I still play like the new ones. I have Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and I play zombies on there, and it's just not as fun as Call of Duty Black Ops 1. Um, and this is where my shout outs are going to come in. I've
Okay.
done shouted you and dad out. I'm going to shout out our cousin Braden
Mhm.
because we used to go over to their house for family functions or whatever. And I would play zombies with him because
Mhm.
mom wouldn't let me have Call of Duty. And, I'd go over there and we'd play zombies. And honestly, the first one and the second one or the third one they're probably all right there. I mean,
Okay.
because I would go over there and play all of them over at his house. And, man, that's just core memories. I mean,
It's good.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and still to this day when I walk into our Aunt Trina's house, I say, "I'm here for the family functions," or whatever.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
it
I
always
remember.
consisted of, the group of y'all in the living room talking, and then the kids
Yep.
would go in there and play Call of Duty.
I very much remember that. Just kids, your age group, just disappearing,
Mhm.
and I had already graduated to the just hanging out and talking phase of life, which I'm still in.
And that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, we'll just be here till we die now. No more
Yeah,
fun games
that's it.
until we get a projector and we go outside, we barbecue, and we play games.
Well, I might add that to my little outdoor setup that I'm gonna be
There you
working
go.
on. I'll show
Hmm.
you when you come over here.
Let's do it. All right, we're on number 4.
Number 4.
I might have to explain this one to you. It is old school PlayStation. Maybe you know it though. My number 4 game of all time. A lot of these are party games. This is one of those ones that was single player. I could sit down and just focus on this and play it. Another one that is core memory for me. I need to go back and revisit. It is Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey.
Yep,
You know this one? Okay.
I do. I played those.
So for those of you who don't, and this is the OG Oddworld game, I think there's been several now, and they each focus kind of on. I know Abe has 2 of them, but I think most of them focus on different characters. But for those of you who do not know, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey. Abe, it's a different Oddworld. It's a different galaxy. But Abe is a slave Madokan, I think, if I remember correctly how you pronounce it, and he works at Rupture Farms, which is the largest meat processing plant on the planet. And he stumbles upon a meeting where he realizes that the meat sources are running low and that the leaders plan to start taking the slave Madokans and making them the new meat source. So now you play as Abe trying to get out of Rupture Farms, but also save as many other Madokans or Madokans as you can. And it's clever, it's unique, it is original, and it's just so much fun. And I played this as a kid, so I'm sure there are some capitalist and some colonialist and some native tones probably not even undertones, just straight up tones that run through this that went over my head. So this is definitely one that I want to revisit. But yeah, straight nostalgia, straight games that mean something to me, Oddworld is absolutely in my top 4.
I played Abe's Odyssey, and I remember, you'd go to a new area or something because there was a lot of puzzles involved in that,
Mhm.
and there would be another Madokan guy standing in there, and you'd go up to him and say, "Hello, hello, follow me." "Okay."
Okay. And then there were the birds that made the portal when you chant, and you just
Yep.
jump through, and you could fart for some reason.
Yes.
That's
Yeah. I don't
that's
remember
the,
why,
yeah,
but,
I don't know if it I'm sure well, no, I'm not sure. This was early 2000s. Maybe it had a function, maybe it didn't, but that's how you know a game's good, is when you hit a button and your dude just,
you can just fart on command.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Next
awesome.
level gaming.
I did, yeah, so that came out on the PlayStation 3. Um, I assume it was the same one you played. It was Abe's Odyssey.
Abe's
Oddworld
Odyssey, the
Resistance.
OG, yeah. And then there was Abe's Exodus or something like that. I don't think I ever played that one. It was the very first Oddworld game when I inherited that PlayStation 1 when PlayStation 2 came out.
Mm.
Or maybe it was
And
PlayStation 2. I don't remember.
this
One
may
of
have
the two.
even been like what's the word? A remaster. It may have been
Yeah.
a remaster.
Yep.
And, I can actually re-download it on the PlayStation 5
Okay.
because we downloaded it on the PS3, and so it's still on my account. I can download it.
Nice.
So we might have to revisit that one day because
Heck
it was
yes.
a fun game.
Yeah.
Um, that was your number. That was your number 4. So we're on
That was
number 3
4.
now.
We're on 3.
My number 3, and I'm sure you've heard of this because it won Game of the Year a couple years ago. It's Elden Ring,
I've heard of it.
and
I know nothing about it, but I have heard of it.
so when this came out, I played it a lot. Like, and it's a story-based game. You have, I don't. The story is really weird, and it doesn't really make sense to me. It's a bunch of, I don't know, mumbo jumbo. But you're going around, you're fighting bosses, and it's a free open world game, but,
Okay.
you have, like, a path that you gotta follow, and
Yeah.
there's different endings to it. So,
Hmm.
depending on what bosses you fight, people you meet, you might have a different ending, and with that, you get different weapons and, just different everything. It just determines the course that you go,
Hmm.
and I really enjoyed that game, and I played it a lot, beat it probably 5 or 6 times. Um you have all these stats, like, you have weapons that inflict different kinds of damage, so there's, like, poison, bleed, damage, and depending on what kinda stats you have, the more damage you're gonna do with those weapons, and I
Okay.
just love the way it plays. I mean, you've probably heard of, Dark Souls,
Hmm.
stuff like that. It's the same thing.
Okay.
Same franchise, same type of play style. It's fun, man, and I enjoyed it, and I've never played any of the other Souls games. Um I don't think I have anyway.
Light
I
Souls.
played Dark Souls 3, uh, but Elden Ring was the best one, and
Okay.
I'm gonna die on that hill.
Okay. Well, maybe I need, is PlayStation, yeah?
Mhm.
Maybe need to
Yep.
check it out. I don't have I have 2 young children, and I have a wife that hates for the TV to be on, so my video game playing is few and far between, but, that's why I've only played a little bit of Uncharted. But yeah, some of these I'm just gonna have to revisit, and that one maybe I'll dabble around in. So my number 3, um, little indie game. I don't think a lot of people have played it, so you may have never heard of it. It's Super Smash Bros, but
Oh,
specifically
yeah.
Melee.
Yeah.
Um,
I played that.
yeah, I was joking. so, so, like I said, party game. This is maybe my go-to party game. Um, Melee. I don't have Melee anymore, unfortunately. I have a Wii now, so I have Super Smash Brothers Brawl, which is fun. However, I had a GameCube. The majority of my time on that GameCube was spent playing Super Smash Brothers Melee. It's fun. The amount of characters is insane. And like you said, PlayStation kind of, there are other entities that have kind of copied those or that game style of let's take all everybody's favorite characters and put them in a game together. So much fun. It's so awesome that every character, it's not just, okay, you hit, you kick. Every character still has their power set from their game. They still have their animation style from their game. It's really fun. Awesome story mode in that too, where you fight all the characters and then at the end you fight the creator hand. So much fun. And so much of my time spent playing that game when it comes to playing games with other people. So Super Smash Brothers Melee, number 3. Maybe I find a way to download that one and play it as well. But I do have Brawl that I can play.
I believe I gave you Brawl when I gave you the Switch, right?
Yeah, so I do have it on Switch too, but I have it on Wii. Oh, you can't
Oh,
see it. It's up there. I have it on Wii. So yeah, I have it on Wii and Switch.
it may have even. There's a newer one than Brawl.
Yeah,
That
you
might
gave
be
me
the one that I
one of
gave you.
them. Yeah, I'm not sure. They're all downloaded, so I don't have the physical. I have to
Right.
pull up the Switch to see it, but I don't remember which one. But it's fun. I've played it on Switch a few times on game nights here at the house, and it's a blast. Just
Uh,
something hits about Melee being on the GameCube in my childhood.
yeah. And I love Super Smash. I love any of those games.
Mm-hmm.
They've had several. Like I told you about the PlayStation All Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Most recently, they had a what's it called? Multiverses, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like that, but it's with the Warner Brothers characters. So
Mm-hmm. Scooby
Superman's in
Doo in
it.
there.
Shaggy's in it.
Yeah.
Velma's in it. Who else? Beetlejuice, I think, is in it now. Uh, Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny. I mean, it
Yeah.
was cool. It died pretty
Mm-hmm.
quick, but it was a cool concept.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. But I do like all those. I like that kind of game. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like
Mashup
the
games.
yeah. Um, well, my number 2. Moving on, I have this game called Titanfall 2,
Okay.
specifically the second one, and
All right.
it was a first-person shooter. I was gonna say similar to Halo, but it's really not. Um, you're in space. You're on all these other planets. You're not on Earth, I don't think at all. Um, but basically, it's the first person shooter, and then you have a Titan, and what that is like a mech that you get in, but
Okay.
he's like Jarvis, like he's got a mind of his own, AI, and you get in him, you control him, and you're still, you got a gun. One of them's got a sword. Um, I mean, it was just awesome, dude, and the story was really good. Like, your guy ends up his commander dies like in a firefight, and you get the commander's Titan, and you end up like building a bond with him. And
Okay.
then, spoiler alert, the Titan ends up sacrificing himself at the end, and it's sad, man. But it's such a fun game. Like there's multiplayer on it too. You can run on walls uh, while you're shooting. You got all these crazy like you got a ninja star that explodes
Hmm.
and like has like a thermite. It's just awesome, dude. It's so much fun, and I still go back and play it from time to time. But
All right.
Titanfall 2, that's it. That's my
Titanfall
number
2.
2.
Sweet. Well, my number 2, I just talked about Super Smash Brothers, and another fun party game is Mario Kart. And Mario Kart may be the second best kart racer that they ever created, because my number 2 is the best kart racer ever to come out. And I wish they kept up with them like they keep up with Mario Kart, but the OG released in 1999 when an alien comes to Earth and challenges all kinds of characters, including Crash Team, to a go-kart race to save Earth. Crash Bandicoot Crash Team Racing is the best racer, kart racer of all time, and the best racer in it is Tiny.
I never played it, but I am familiar with it. I know what it is.
So
I,
good.
I actually don't think I've even played a Crash Bandicoot game.
What?
I don't think I have. I've played Ratchet and Clank, Jack
Yeah,
and Dexter.
Spyro?
Never played
No
Spyro.
Spyro, no Crash Bandicoot.
You familiar with Sly Cooper?
Yeah,
I think I played a Sly Cooper game. Um, I think that's it, man.
man, we got to get you on Spyro. When you were a kid, Spyro came out when I was young, but I feel like the Spyro games would have, as when you were a kid, would have been right up your alley. I think you would have loved Spyro. Crash Bandicoot, I feel like is more my type of thing. I think Spyro is definitely your type of thing, or would have been.
See, I don't even know anything about Spyro. I know he was
Oh
in
man,
Skylanders.
that's the bad Spyro. I'm talking the OG, the first three good Spyro games.
Like the
But
Purple
Crash
Dragon,
Band,
right?
yeah, Purple
Yeah.
Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, maybe my favorite PlayStation character. I I kind of like you said, I've lumped some games here that I feel go together. Crash Bandicoot, just as a whole, was super fun, but Crash Team Racing was in my second favorite video game of all time.
I played another racing game like it, but I don't think that's what it was. It wasn't
Mm,
it wasn't that old. It was on PS2, and I do not remember for the life of me. I think it was like with Boomerang characters, like
okay,
Dexter's Laboratory. I think
yeah,
he was in it.
Cartoon Network Racers.
Powerpuff Girls, Mojo Jojo. Oh
Man,
man, I
it
don't know.
it hurts my heart that you've never experienced getting the Ooga Booga and just tearing up some Crash Team Racing.
Oh man, no. I wish I could say I have, but I haven't.
Yeah. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's, you know how you get a star in Mario Kart and you can just basically do whatever? This one was like a tiki mask that when you got it, it would spin around you and just keep you safe. But when you activated it, it went Ooga Booga and then just started spinning and playing drums. So I always called it Ooga Booga.
I mean, that's the only right thing, you know.
Hmm.
What else you call it?
I mean, so good. We need to play. I'll see if I can download that on Play. I'm sure I have a PlayStation 4. You have PlayStation 5. I'm sure you can download Crash Team Racing. We'll play.
I'll have to look. I mean, they got all kinds of old classics on there. They're bringing
Hmm.
them back, you know. Um,
Oddworld Crash Team Racing. That's what I'm looking into this weekend.
Oddworld and Crash Team Racing, and my number one,
Hmm.
which they well, it's been probably a year or two. They brought it back to PS5. Classic OG Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Okay.
The second one specifically. The first one was fun.
Hmm.
The second one was my favorite because, man, and there's a new Star Wars Battlefront, and I love that too. But in this game, dude, the instant action mode, I mean,
Hmm.
me and you used to destroy that. We used to play that every day.
Hmm.
And you could just go up, you could be a rebel. You could sneak over to the Empire's base, steal a walker, kill them all,
Yep.
take their command post. I mean,
Hmm.
it was so fun. And then after a while, they'd be like, hey, you want to play as Luke Skywalker? Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I do.
of
I think I
course.
do. Yeah.
And then the game was over at that point. You just
Yep.
destroyed everybody.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, that's my favorite game of all time. We
Dang.
played the brakes off of it, like I said. Even when you wasn't around, I was playing it.
Hmm.
And it was so much fun, dude. I loved it.
Yeah. All right. Well, my number one game of all time. Another one that I stayed up way too late playing with JJ. Another one that I could just play by myself and it was a blast. Another one that I played heavily with you came out in 2005. I'm not talking the new Battlefront 2. I'm talking 2005 Battlefront 2. We've got the same number one.
I knew it,
Um,
dude.
yeah, but pretty much everything you mentioned, Battlefront, the original, was so much fun. But then Battlefront 2 came out with cool campaigns. You could play, like you said, as heroes or villains. You could sprint, which is very important. When you go from Battlefront 2 to Battlefront 1 and you can't sprint anymore, it makes a big difference. And like you said, the ability just to, there's a vehicle over there. Okay, I'm going to go get in it and I'm going to mess this place up. That was awesome. Yeah, Battlefront 2, not the new one. The new one's fine. The new Battlefront 1 is fine. The OG Battlefront 1 is great. But Battlefront 2 from 2005 is the best video game to ever exist.
I agree wholeheartedly. So much fun. And being on the
Yeah.
Hoth planet, dude, and getting in the
Mhm.
snow speeder and wrapping the cable around the walker's legs.
Mhm. Getting very frustrated.
Yes, because it was so freaking hard for no
Yeah.
reason.
Running through the tunnel and there been 30 stormtroopers on the other side of that tunnel. So you're, okay, let me turn around.
Yeah, let me
Throw
back
a
up a little
thermal
bit.
grenade and get out of here.
There was also a mode, it was called Hunt, and you could play
Mhm.
as one of those abominable snowman guys, the
Mhm.
Wampas,
Wampa,
and you
yeah.
could just destroy a bunch of rebels.
Yep.
And it was so cool, dude. I mean, that game was just way ahead of its time, and I wish that the new Battlefront was just a remaster of that.
Heck yeah. I wish it was half as good.
It would have been it would have been the best game of all time if they would have just redid everything, better
Mhm.
graphics, maybe a few new things here and there.
Mhm.
But man, and apparently I didn't even find this out until I got it on PS5. There's DLC characters on there.
Mhm.
So you have Kit Fisto, the green dude
Mhm.
with like the tentacles on his head, uh, Asajj Ventress, who was a Sith in the Clone Wars cartoon, if you're familiar with that. And there was a few
Conehead.
other planets. What is it?
Conehead. Jedi
Conehead
with
was
the.
in it. Yeah, he was in it. My God, I don't even know what his name is. I
I
can't
don't
remember.
either.
He got a
Just
head like a
always called him
freaking
Conehead.
got a head like a loaf of bread or something. But yeah, that game tore it up when I was young. Still play it from time to time.
Yep.
And I think I just have had the most fun with that. Period.
Same throughout my gaming history. There have been games like Fortnite I downloaded to play with you, and then I played it with my friend Charlie that I mentioned before. It's fun, but all out of all these games, the one that I would go back to time and time again, the one that I would, if I was going to play a game right now, if I had this whole list in front of me, what I would sit down and play is the OG Battlefront 2.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
If you'll excuse me, I just have to make a note. Head like a loaf of bread. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Mundi. That was his name.
Where in the
Yeah.
world did you pull that from?
I've been sitting here thinking about it ever since you said it because I knew it. It
Kiadi
was just
Mundi.
Mundi. Yeah. Poor guy
Bless
died in
you.
Order 66 in the movies.
Yeah,
Didn't make it.
dang. Kiadi Mundi. Sounds like Kiadi Mundi. What do you say when you hit somebody?
Yeah. And he's the only person of his race that you ever see in the
I
movies. I don't
mean,
think we ever saw anybody else with a loaf of bread on their head like that.
yeah, sniper's dream is what some people would call him.
Yes, imagine the hitbox in video games, man. It's over.
That's why he's the only one. Oh,
He was the easiest target. Well, man,
man.
that's all I got, man. That's our list. You can agree or disagree in the comments. We'd love to hear you, and we love to know your opinions on this stuff. And
Yeah.
what's your favorite game? What's your top
Hmm.
10 list? Let us know.
Yeah, I would love to hear your lists, but also how you feel about anything on our list, my list specifically, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey. I would love to hear some things about that. Cameron, you have one from your list that you would love to have people weigh in on, besides
Um,
the fact that you've never heard of Goldeneye?
yeah. So I know, um, probably controversial because again, I was talking to a friend of mine about this list last night because he's a big gamer.
Hmm.
Shout out Brandon. Uh, Titanfall 2, apparently it was what killed the franchise, and I just don't agree with that because I
Nice.
loved it. I didn't even play the first one, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. Um, but Titanfall 2, I mean, it was just how? It was so freaking fun, dude. I loved
Mm.
that game.
Okay. So give
Uh,
us your thoughts on Titanfall 2.
yeah, let me know because apparently I'm wrong for liking
Mm.
it.
Okay. All right. Well, as always, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Please like, comment, share, rate, review, do all the things. If you comment on YouTube, if you comment on Spotify, or if you rate us 5 stars and leave a review on Apple Podcasts, we will pull those. I will pull those and I will read them on the on this podcast we're doing through the summer roundups. So it's not every episode we're going to read reviews. It's every couple. So be sure to listen into every episode so you hear if your comment makes the list. Cameron, how can people have you read their comments?
So if you go and leave a comment on the Instagram at Only Child Bros, I'll be pulling from there. TikTok, Only Child Bros Pod, I'll be pulling from there. So give me your input, man. Let me have it.
Yeah, hit up those shorts, leave a comment on them to let us know how you feeling, what you think about our lists, where we're wrong, where we're so right, and that's Battlefront 2. But yeah,
We want
that's
to
all
hear
I
it.
got as well.
All right. Well, we'll see you on the next episode. What's your next topic?
I don't know yet. I've been going back and forth. We might hit up a state. We might talk about a state next
Okay.
next episode.
Okay. Well, I'm ready, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's do it. All right,
All
we'll
right.
see you next time.
See y'all next time.